Can I ask why you don't want to be filmed?
Say again?
Can I ask why you don't want to be filmed? Can I ask why you don't want to be filmed?
Why?
Yeah, why not?
Why?
Aren't you proud of what you're doing?
No, I just don't like being on camera, mate. That's my choice.
No, you look good though.
No, it's my choice, mate.
Yeah, but it's a public area, mate. You can't stop me filming.
Well,
you can't though, can you?
I can't stop you filming, but that's my wish, mate.
All right. Well, I'll try to keep that as much as I can, but you know,
I'm
it's
not going to
difficult.
stop you. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to
can't
stop
me,
you.
mate.
No, I didn't say. Well, I could if I bloody pulled out a gun and shot you.
Well, you could try, yeah.
No, but I'm not going to do that. But.
Who are you, mate? Who are you?
Pardon?
Who are you?
I don't have to tell you who I am. I'm just here to film.
No, you are.
Yeah.
But I'm not being antagonistic.
I'm not being antagonistic. I just don't like
you just
being on
said
film.
you've got to pull out a gun and shoot.
I was joking. Come on, I was
well, it's not funny, is it?
No, I'm not. I've just come here to do my thing. That's it, and I don't want to be photographed. That's it. That's my choice.
Fair enough, man.
You know
like I said, I'll try and keep.
No, but if you said to me, right, fine. All you need to do is.
I did initially, and then I asked you why you don't want to.
No, but you don't need to ask me because I've made it clear. That's it.
Well, I'm sorry.
You know, no.
It's a public area.
I know it's a public area, but out of courtesy, I thought you might. But if you don't want to, if you want to, that's what you want to do, then fine. You know.
Come on, sir, come over here. Let's get on the right side of history.
Right side of history.
I'm not going to say any more.
So here we are. Welcome Longsight, something for everyone. The sign just outside the Pakistani Community Centre, as you can see. So you can see a historical poster there for Shahbaz Sarwar, who represented the Workers' Party, and George Galloway there on the left. Now, he actually got in and he beat the deputy leader of the council at the time, so it was something of a shock that Shahbaz Sarwar actually got in. But you know, when we think about George Galloway, can we really get that image of him being a cat with ruler Lenska out of our minds, can we? I know he did win a seat in Rochdale for a brief period of time, didn't he? And they were on the ascendancy. So this is Longsight, folks. It's a road called Stockport Road, if you ever fancy coming. Checking out some of the local cuisine. Maybe buy some fashions. See what we've got. I want to show you a place in a second. I'm just going to walk down this street. And it's a place of interest. I think you'll find the story quite good fun. So I'm just going to keep walking down this street and show you some of the businesses, as usual. But also a little place where there was a pub called the Wagon and Horses at one time before he got knocked down, which I can't believe it did get knocked down actually, and it wasn't listed and protected given its supposed significance. There's a cake shop there, lots of cake shops, phone shops, travel shops. I think you know the score by now, don't you? Could be anywhere really. So as we're walking down, I'll just fill you in with a couple more facts then. So Charles Halley, who founded the Halley Orchestra in 1858, he actually lived in Longsight. As did Emmeline Pankhurst, one of the suffragettes, and Lowry's second cousin, who swam the channel 3 times. She lived here too. And a bit more recent, John Thaw, he of Inspector Morse fame, but my era, the Sweeney. I used to love the Sweeney. Watch it, Gav, he's got a shooter. Yeah, he was from round here, these parts. Now then, Nolan Liam Gallagher. You always think they were associated with Burnage, and yeah, that's where they were brought up. It's only a couple of miles down the road, but they were born in Longsight. Stone Roses reference Longsight in one of their songs, as does Ian Brown in another song. Again, lots of fruit and veg, very colourful. Faisal Islam, journalist. Danny Welbeck and Wes Brown, footballers. What do local people say? Well, they have said things in the press such as, "It's like a dustbin. It's very dangerous." And it's known very much as a Manchester suburb where people are really struggling to live and make do. Sad that people think that. And it's their home. It's very sad. So I'm just at the corner here of Stockport Road and Plymouth Grove. Now I'm sure you're going to correct me if I'm wrong, because it's such a significant part of Manchester's history, this, and because the actual pub, the Wagon and Horses, has been knocked down, and I'm not overly familiar with the area. So on Plymouth Grove itself, that's where the Pankhurst family home was actually. So if I was to walk down a bit further, I'm sure there would be a blue plaque showing me that, but I'm on foot today and I'm trying to get as much squeezed in as I can for you. Now, the reason why it's significant here then is that at one time, in 1745, the legend is that Bonnie Prince Charlie stood outside the Wagon and Horses pub, which is situated around here, like I said, and said, "Longsight," referring to the view he had looking into Manchester. And that's where the origin of the name came from, allegedly. However, there was also records before then, actually, that detail this area as a shallow depression called a long shut, which is where the name is derived from, long shut, and it's been corrupted into Longsight. So whether you like the romanticism of the Bonnie Prince Charlie story or the shallow depression seems a little bit more fitting for Longsight, who knows. I prefer the Bonnie Prince Charlie, and I really wanted to show you this, so here we are. Sorry I couldn't show you the pub. Like I say, it's a bit of a shame it's no longer with us, and you'd imagine something like that, if the story was true, they wouldn't have knocked it down, would they? The famous Longsight Market. Let's have a look around, shall we? Let's see what bargains are to be had. It's a biggie. Lots of fabrics and clothing. Collins Cafe. Yeah, just to remind you, we are in the UK. I haven't jumped on a plane anywhere at Manchester Airport. Just in case you're getting a little bit confused and thinking, hang on, there's been a little bit of a time lapse that he hasn't told us about there. No, still here. You alright? Pardon?
Big stall, Longsight.
Oh right, thank you. Cheers, mate. You what, mate?
Market.
I'm just walking around, mate. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. bit like Birmingham Market, where you had the bowls, if you remember, of all the fresh produce. There we are. So if you want clothes of a certain type, it certainly is the place to be. And just keep mooching around really. It seems to be mainly fabrics and so on, clothing. And a Henry Hoover, good old Henry. So if you want to come for some pork pies, or you know, pig's ears for the dog or anything, probably not the best market for you, actually. Little pound rail there. So there we are, Longsight Market. That's quite something, isn't it? I mean, there may be some good stuff here for you. You may think, oh, that looks good, bargain. Get yourself down here then, you know where to come. If this is your thing, not being disparaging. Okay, just give you an idea of the house prices if you wanted to rent somewhere around here. Have a little look there. A couple of miles out of the city centre. 2-bedroom apartment there, $995. House there for just over £1,000 a month. And then if you wanted to buy somewhere, you can see the prices as I go around. Gives you an idea. So it does look like we do have a patriot sticking to their guns right in the middle of Longsight. Fair play. Well done, that person. Flying the Union flag and the flag of England. Fair play. Take a look in the press actually, and you'll see that after dark there's been some really terrible crimes in this area. Take a look yourselves, you'll see. Now just imagine, if you will, I mean, I know it's a lovely sunny afternoon at the moment, but can you imagine just walking through here on an evening? Goodness me. Just a bit of drama, you know, silence. Add to the drama with the footsteps. Okay, so as you do, I've been watching YouTube this last few days, flicking through the channels like we all do, and I came across a video that was posted, I believe it was about 4 or 5 days ago, and it was regarding this building I'm going to show you now actually. And I'm going to have a look to see whether it has been boarded up or whether it's still an active squat. Now, there was a title of the video that said that Antifa had made their headquarters there. Now, I don't know whether that's the case or not, because it looked like a load of squatters to me. You know, young rebels and so on. And it's difficult to tell really with Antifa, given that I have come across them a couple of times. I came across them outside the Reform Conference in Birmingham, when some fella tried to grab my camera, and he was orchestrating affairs. And I went to speak to him afterwards, and he was having none of it. You probably saw that video, but he seemed to be directing what was going on. So my guess is that he was a paid agitator really. And then obviously just recently in Bristol, there was a number of youths all dressed in black, trying to emulate their American counterparts, you know. But it's quite sad really, because when I looked into this, Bob Shannon used to have his gym here. Now, again, I'm of a vintage where I remember some great boxing nights featuring Ricky Hatton, who was one of his boxers at one time, or he trained in the gym within these walls, Crossley House, Crossley Lads Club or Youth Club, and even the great Marco Antonio Barrera trained here, and a large number obviously of famous Mancunian boxers and so on. And you can see there Shannon's gym. It's a real shame, isn't it, how it's gone from wreck to ruin. And I believe there has been a few attempts to try and save it and get it out of the proverbial, but it hasn't really worked. Anyway, so I don't really know whether it's still been squatted or not. I'll have a little wander around the back, see what's going on. Yeah, it looks to me like it's all secured and boarded up now. What a shame. All that history, all that training, that hard training that went on in there for those big nights, those big boxing nights that we've all enjoyed over the years.
So why are you filming?
Yeah, I'm just interested.
Okay, alright.
Is that okay?
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
Thank you. So a few people have turned up to protest. Like I say, it wouldn't be Manchester without those flags. And a very angry young man. But you know, I'm in a public area, so what can I do? I don't care what he says, to be honest with you. Turn up to a protest in a public area, get filmed. Simple as. So like I say, lots of people beeping. There's a sign saying beep if you support it, obviously. It's a little bit lacklustre, isn't it, eh? Not the biggest turnout I've seen, but hey ho.